I'm Jayne, place Rutledge, and on July 4th at 2 o'clock in the morning, I knew that I had to get out of bed and write down my thoughts, or I felt like I was going to go crazy. So this is what I wrote. At the very end of 2016, my husband was diagnosed with melanoma. After 5 months, I was finally ready and able to put my feelings into words. Other than our immediate family and close friends, we hadn't shared his diagnosis with anyone else. If you say the word cancer out loud, it must be true. The people on my Facebook account are friends and family only, so we felt it was time to let them know. This is what I wrote. Cancer. We all know what it is. We've seen what it can do to other families, and I want to tell you what it's done to mine. This is what I know about cancer. I know you can have a mole tested and retested a year later, and it can be positive. So positive that you have an appointment with a dermatologist 2 days later. I know that you can be so scared that you can't think another thought or form a coherent sentence. I know what it's like to cry every single night, every single night. I know that you can be angry that the melanoma wasn't discovered a year earlier when it could have been treated immediately. I know how terrifying it is to Google the different stages of cancer. With melanoma, there are layers like an onion. You know what layer to look up. Layers are called stages. Cancer has stages. Reading words and numbers, looking up what these words and numbers mean, I know why some people stop looking. What I know is that you can't ask the right questions until you know what staging means. I know the urgency in a voice and the desperation when the phone call is made to your children. I now know what an MRI is for, what a CT scan is for, a PET scan. I know when we found a surgeon, a shark, who hates cancer as much as I do. I think of a shark as being determined to have one goal, a hunter, to go after something with such tenacity that they won't stop until they get what they are after. To have an anxiety attack after knowing that surgery is over, but not knowing what she will say. To have my son wrap his arms around me to block me from all evil, no matter what this shark tells me. I know that my dear friend and my sister will watch my back while I am being told what they found. The second surgery, I know I want to be alone. I know I need to be alone. I know I have friends that I can call to tell them how scared I am, even though I'm trying to be strong. I know that I can be married for 41 years and love my husband more than I have ever loved before. I know how to promise I will be honest with how I am feeling and to say those words out loud. When the shark says we need to go and see other doctors, I know how to visibly tremble, even when the love of my entire being tells me that it's going to be all right. I know how to dissect a pathology report and how to look up possible medications that will draw swords and build white knights in shining armor. I know because the shark and all the others all said so. I know what permanent marking is and what radiation does. I know how scared our daughter and son are when they both leave their jobs for a few days to be with us while we meet with the doctors. I know that it's okay to cry in a waiting room while listening to the harp. I know that some people won't be there for you. I know that people offering to help really mean it. I've made that offer myself. But if I ask for help, I know that I will lose control. And right now, control is all I have in a tornado that I can't control. I know that sometimes all you need to do is cuddle, to say words through a gentle touch. But I know that you can begin to heal with your children and grandchildren by your side on a beach in Wells, Maine. I know you can come home and your neighbors have mowed the lawn or baked cookies because they care. I know that you can see the face of your child going back to where they belong and the struggle inside them. But I know that you can crawl out of the belly of cancer and see sunlight, to see a strawberry moon or a smile on your love's face. I know that just maybe making deals with God and asking for more time, that praying to a God that you believe in with every fiber you have isn't a bad thing. To finally feel some measure of calm, I know that my mother and God are grounding me. I know that by speaking out, my husband has saved lives. The Proudy is next weekend. I don't know much, but I know that sunscreen and hats and visits to a dermatologist saves lives. Dan's next scan is August 5th. Please pray that no cancer is found. Thank you for listening. I love you, Jayne. And on August 5th, my husband's CAT scan showed no cancer. So for today, we are content just living life.